This is on the question why. This is why my brain is superior to most of yours. I ask why. When there's an issue and we need to find a solution, I ask why. That's the most important question of all. Why? I was reading about an autistic 13-year-old who was ran over. Saying that he was diagnosed with autism, depression, and anxiety. I'm going to touch on these three, and a few more too. When you put somebody who is highly intelligent and is aware of what's going on around them in the same category as schizophrenics, people with dementia, and people with Alzheimer's, you are definitely not fit to be a doctor. Now, there's different types of autism. Like I said, it's a spectrum. If you've met one person with autism, you've met one person with autism. It's the fact that we're treated like we're schizophrenic or have dementia or are really just out of our fucking minds because we're more intelligent than you are. That is the major issue. We have social difficulties because your social crap is stupid. No cursing in front of women. Well, with all due respect, if she's spreading rumors and trying to get men to beat up somebody because she's drunk, then yeah, I'd say cursing is the least of your worries at that point. I'd say those cursing words are well deserved. But we need to get back to the question of why. When somebody is depressed, there is always a reason. If you have the perfect wife, perfect house, perfect kids, perfect job, and everything is perfect, and you're still depressed, you might need medications. Might. But the fact is, you don't have a perfect anything. So chances are pretty good you don't need those drugs. You need a more positive environment. When somebody is anxious, do you tell them to chill out, or do you ask them why? Well, of course you don't ask them why. You don't actually care. If you cared, you would ask why. When somebody is suicidal and they want their life to be over, there's a reason why, and usually it's because you're not listening and they need help. You blow them off and you blow them off. You tell them that you care, but they tell you in specific what help they need. And you still blow them off, and you give them those pretty words, don't live in the past. You just gotta love yourself. Meanwhile, you're missing out on all of the real impacts of that past. You're missing the real impact on that person's life. You're ignoring it altogether because they aren't as important as you are. Their rights don't matter as much as yours do. They aren't worth as much as you are. Why ask why? When the police, when you're suicidal, they don't listen to anything that you have to say. They won't write down 90% of the things that you say, including your reasons for wanting to die. What they're interested in is shoving drugs into you. That is America's solution to everything. You can't get it up? Take some pills. You're depressed? Take some pills. You're suicidal? Take some pills. The neighbor's threatening to kill you? Take some pills. You can't afford to take him to court? Take some pills. Go to a therapist. Well, that takes money too, now doesn't it? The police are pulling some shady stuff? Go to therapy and take some pills. You're screaming out on Facebook for help. and you whine to Facebook about it. Oh, this guy's suicidal, have him call suicide hotline. You have any idea how many times I've called suicide hotline for them to have me call somebody else who has me call somebody else? I jump through all these hoops, and at the end of it, I still don't have housing. I still don't have my disability back, and I still don't have an honest day in court. I still haven't gotten anybody to take a look at the evidence, even the people who say that they will. These therapists won't allow you access to their internet, so you can't show them what's actually going on. What they get access to is when you type my name in. Let's see how well this works. We'll go to Google. Sean Schwartz. You get a basketball dude and Sean Schwartz. Oh, it's got contact info. Sean Schwartz been arrested. Sean Schwartz traffic tickets. Let's see some of these images for Sean Schwartz. There's me and Natalie, there's me and Natalie, me and Natalie, me at Ken and Leah's, there's Miss Peaches, there's me, there's Natalie, and then there's a basketball player, and then more pictures of me and Natalie. Yup. There's a picture I drew. Guess who has that picture? Natalie's mom. That's who I drew it for. Ah. There's a picture I drew. I drew that one in 2009, it looks like. Why ask why? See, I never got to defend myself, and only the slander gets to show up. Me begging Natalie to kill me, begging so many people to kill me, it's because I do legitimately want my life to end. If I'm not worth the rights of the Constitution, if I'm not allowed to show evidence, if I'm not allowed to have a lawyer who will actually defend me, if I can't fire my bad lawyers, we got a really bad issue. Here's one. This is evidence from Rose M. Kelly. This one right here, Prayers for My Angels. That was about some people that I care about. Rose got on there. She typed, I don't know how you can even post these things. The police contacted you because you were a suspect. My daughter had to get a restraining order against you not even 2 weeks ago. Have you seen my child stalker? See, that's the thing. I needed a protection order from many people by that point over the slander by Natalie Bollinger and her family. That exact word, stalker. Natalie's protection order was complete bullshit, and she knew it. I should have been allowed to go to that. I should have been able to go to that, but I didn't have the money. And when you don't have the money, people can do whatever you want. Ken and Leah, they stole my money. You have any idea how badly that screwed me? That prevented me from being able to do anything for myself. I was on a cane. I was lucky that I could walk. And there are witnesses to all these things, but the police wouldn't talk to the witnesses, refused to take a report from anyone. They didn't care. The media didn't care. After sending thousands of people after me by posting the shit that they did and only showing one side, as they always do when you're homeless. And the media doesn't have any remorse for this. Natalie was pretty and I'm not. And the things that I said I would be judged by, I was judged by. You can see those on Natalie's very own post. Why ask why? I didn't need to be drugged and dragged to a sanitarium. I needed someone to look at the evidence instead of ignore it until it's lost or stolen. I needed a place where that stuff was safe, where it wouldn't be lost or stolen. Then again, there are a lot of people who had plenty of time to help, but when I got there, they made it all about them, and instead of me being able to do the things that I needed to do, I had to focus on them. All about them, all about them. I need help. I am overwhelmed and I need help with this, and the people who are promising to help me are making my situation even more overwhelming by not listening. When I told my dad I needed his help getting a lawyer, the first thing he did was say, "I don't have $6,000 to give you." I said, "Dad, I'm not asking for $6,000, but he was busy shutting off and yelling at me by then. Like, holy fuck, dude. You know details about this, about the bullshit that the cops pulled, about how they knew that I didn't kill Natalie within 2 days of her disappearing, according to him and according to my mother, both of which need to come forward in court, but neither of them will. It's because they're cowards. They're selfish cowards who only care about money." Now, my dad did have something to say about the police. He said they're all crooked, they're all liars, and they're all working together. Well, fucking duh. That's why it's important to write things down. That's something that Mariah really should write down too. These people who said that they would help me after all my resources were gone and they hadn't helped me, they played victim. Like I was a terrible person for calling them out, for wasting my time, for telling me they loved me, calling me family, and showing me that I don't mean shit to them. Getting laid is more important. Having your drugs is more important. Arguing over stupid shit is more important. But I don't actually mean shit to any of you.